Welcome to another episode on our Cummins Daimler limousine. In 18 days' time, our 3,000-mile road trip around Europe to Germany begins. And as you can see, our car is nearly ready.
Surprise!
In this episode, we're going to try and get our wonderful Cummins 6PT back in the engine bay, and then we're going to begin a bit of paintwork. So, since the last episode, you will see a few new changes. We now have our fuel tank back in, and underneath here we've got a rear axle. Apparently that's quite important for road driving. Now, we've also done a load of fabrication work. Yeah, fabrication work. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give you a quick recap of all the things we did sort of semi-off camera. We took a few clips. Let's get you up to speed, and then we'll get on with today's jobs. So since the previous episode, I've gone ahead and I've finished welding in the new boot floor with our new fuel tank bracket. George has also done a wonderful burgundy paint job on this rig. Me and Peter then went ahead and started work on our new firewall and gearbox tunnel to help separate us from the engine that at some point will inevitably be on fire. And then I set to work on the fuel tank. So I've repaired the leaks in the fuel tank. It was a little sight glass that was leaking, so I've removed that, and instead I've put in its place a fuel sender so we can have a proper gauge. So as you can see, the back axle is now back in the car, or the rear subframe I should say, and what I'm working on now is getting this new mount, or this old mount, welded onto the new material. So if you saw the previous episodes where we drove it, you would have seen that we ripped this mount straight out of the chassis. Now we've rebuilt all the chassis around it, but we've got to weld this old mount back on. Now unfortunately, when it ripped that mount out and that bit of chassis out, it pulled the rear wheel further back into the wheel arch and bent some bits in this subframe. So what I'm currently doing is resurrecting that with a nice little ratchet strap here. I've got round the front axle, around here, pulling here on the lower arm here, and what I'm doing is sort of measuring from some known points on the chassis on both sides to the center of this wheel nut and matching them both sides so the car is relatively straight, as much as possible that is. Now you're all caught up, let's get back to the action. So we brought the car outside now just to give it a little bit of a clean off. Peter's getting in there with a bit of degreaser, and from here you can see the beginnings of our gearbox tunnel. So if you remember, the gearbox was, oh, this door's still broken, there we go. The gearbox was very much in the cab, and now what we've done is made it very much more in the cab. So we've cut out loads of material, we've started welding some stuff back in, but everything is covered in about an inch of grease and grime and underseal. So we're cleaning all that off. Then Peter's going to set back to work today, doing a bit more welding around all these flappy bits that are unfinished and unconnected. Then we'll get the engine and gearbox back in, and then we'll make ourselves a nice little gearbox tunnel to go over, keep the heat out of our legs, keep the fumes safely in the engine bay, and keep us comfortable on our long autobahn journey.
How are you feeling?
I went to a funeral last night. I think it may have been my own.
No, you went to a funeral yesterday
Yeah.
morning
Yeah. And yet.
and came home from a funeral last night.
So, Peter has done some wonderful work on our engine bay. We'll go and check that out in a sec, but that is prepped and ready for our engine. What we've got to do now is get this wonderful ZF 5-speed mated up to our delightful 6BT. So I'm just lubricating my shaft for reduced wear and increased pleasure, and then we will make the two together, slip them in the car.
You ready?
Right, just turn left a bit. Turn left a bit. That's it. That's it.
Should it come out? Is it unscrewed?
Yeah, it's unscrewed now.
That. I put a bit of lubrication on it.
Right then, the engine is up on the ramp, ready to go in with the gearbox on the back. Here we can see Peter's rather lovely engine bay. The car is obviously in the workshop now drying off. Peter's going to get the heavy wrecker, and then we will work on slipping this old beast in. Here he comes. Autism's finest. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Keep coming. Keep coming. Keep coming. Yeah. 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 Yeah, that's not worked. Well, thankfully, none of the new bits of metal we welded in are impeding the engine from dropping into place. So that's done. Matt and Peter are now doing a lovely bit of bodywork here.
Don't zoom in too much.
Just getting the old girl back up to spec. What do you got there?
Welding new door skins on it.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, she's going to look gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Ah. Right. Well, we're now using the boot as a mixing tray, apparently. We did give it a bit of a power wash yesterday, and there were some victims, unfortunately. We're not doing anything that British Leyland didn't already do. Yeah.
You're ruining a classic.
You're ruining a classic. No. We've ruined a classic. You can't polish a turd, but you can cover it in filler.
Action.
Okay. So, the bodywork is complete.
Ongoing.
Ongoing. The bodywork is in progress, but we have the car prepped. It's all keyed. There's lots of filler everywhere. Most of it on myself now. Peter's very kindly mixes up a little pot of high build primer here. So we're going to lay down the first coat of essentially spray on filler, and then we'll let that harden up overnight. And see how it all turns out.
Cut. Oh no. Keep rolling.
It's a bad start, isn't it?
How well did you fix it?
Yeah, well, they always say test your gun on
On a.
something you don't carry out.
Yeah.
Don't I?
I think at least it's not leaking. I mean, it's.
Thick old stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Now we're farming.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Not okay.
Right, so we're in here again for day 2. Our lovely coat of high build has dried off. It's starting to look rather nice. Peter's just mixing us up a second batch of filler here. We're going to fix all the opportunities we can now see. Now we've got it all in one colour. We'll let that dry off. We'll block it all back, and then we'll attack it with a bit of colour. Cut that down. So, all the primer and filler bodywork is done. So we're now moving on to a bit of colour. Now I have given a little bit of a teaser in the colour. Some of you may not have spotted it in the stickers we had made. But we're going for a two-tone colour on this car. I'm just mixing up the black coat here, so the roof and bonnet are going to be in lovely deep gloss black. And then for the lower half of the car, a sympathetic Keswick green.
Silence is good on the fan. I was going to say, just missing a cigar. We've got a lot of painting content. You should do a midweek video just on painting.
The problem when you have a car the size of a cruise ship.
Yeah.
Maybe it could be like a Bob Ross style.
Yeah.
Okay, so our black coat is finished and we've given it a little bit of time to flash off. Still feeling a little bit soft and tacky in places, but by Jove, what a bit of Leyland painting we've done there.
Good job, we're very impatient.
I believe they call this Coventry quality. But now Peter's there with his roller masking tape, so what we've got to do is mask off the middle line of the car where the trim would normally go, and then we can get to putting on our delightful Keswick green lower half. Gonna look
It's going to be horrendous.
gorgeous. That's positive. You don't think it's going to be horrendous?
No.
It's better than Leyland themselves said about the car, I think. How soft is it?
I don't think it's nothing that wouldn't just polish off afterwards, you know what I mean?
It'll buff it out, won't it?
Yeah. It's only a little bit as well.
That's a really easy bit to buff as well. Do you know what I mean? If you're going to get in there with a buffing cloth or something.
No need to be like that, is there? It's green.
Well, there we have it. One successfully completed pesto mod. Now, we didn't have quite enough time to do a concourse quality restoration on this vehicle. In fact, we only had one day to do the two-tone colour. So there's been a bit of bother with the newspaper that we put over our black paint. But as Peter said, there was always going to be a bit of touching up, wasn't there?
What you do on these big jobs, you see.
That's it, that's it. So, obviously, I'm going to go ahead and machine polish, wet sand, all those things. Is that what we do?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Tico.
Yeah.
We'll watch YouTube.
Yeah, we're going to go and do some research on how to paint stuff, and then we'll fix all this. But thank you very much for watching. We now have precisely 15 days left until we leave for our jaunt to Germany, and this is going to be the second to last build video you're going to see. So the next one you see will be the last video in the workshop, and then we'll be taking you travelling with us. So I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you like the way it's turned out, and I'll see you again next time.
My man's been working so hard lately, wants to give me so much more than I could